Hello and welcome back to Spanish Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's Netflix's movie. It's a German movie actually called Freaks, You're One of Us. Welcome, everybody. And before I get started, let me take care of some business and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you're going to see a video at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, tries to match as best as possible one of the videos in my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button down there. Also, if you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, like Penn has up in the chat there. And you can see the schedule that I post every week. And also when I have stuff like, this video that was supposed to go on yesterday, and I had to reschedule it for today at the last minute because of a meeting, that ends up happening there too. Also, I have the links to my social media in there. So Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. But no tier said it was in the Patreon. And let's see what else. There's also the links to this YouTube page, my Facebook page, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. So, yeah, you haven't watched this yet either, Viking Bitch. So, yeah, I saw the trailer for this on, I forget where I saw the trailer for this someplace. And I know that Netflix was putting it out, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. It seemed kind of interesting. So this is the non-spoiler version of it, right? This is the not, so if you haven't watched it, it's okay to watch this now. I haven't put up a spoiler alert or anything like that. This is the non-spoiler version of this. It's supposed to be about a woman who is working fast food. She's been taking pills for most of her life, and supposedly it's been suppressing superpowers that she has. And um, that's what this whole thing is about this woman who has had superpowers suppressed and then goes off the pills, and then stuff ensues. Um, it's German, but if you watch it on Netflix and you're not a German speaker like me, you can actually watch it dubbed, or you can watch it with subtitles, or you can watch it dubbed and with English subtitles. So, and it's kind of funny because what they say on the screen is different than what the subtitles are below. So you get two different versions of the same script, obviously, and probably three if you're a German speaker and you know English as well, and you want to do all three. So, yes, she's born with the powers. Um, So, how was this? Is it worth your time? It's not worth your time. It's it's pretty badly made, I'll say this. So the special effects are good. It has some interesting, I can't even really say it's interesting character development. It's it's the start of something, and it should have gone back to the drawing board. And you've watched a lot worse, Pen. I have too, but yeah, this one was yeah, I was sitting there watching it, and at one point I was like, nah, nah. Um yeah, and when I get into the spoiler version of it, there's something that really bothered me in this, and it's kind of a trope that has come about in a lot of movies based with superpowers and superheroes and comic books and nerds and all that kind of stuff that really just kind of irked me. And it kind of carries on in here too. So yeah, it's I wanted to like this. I really did, but I couldn't. It just it didn't go anywhere for me. There was no motivation as to why these people were having their powers taken away. Um, so yeah, it kind of, it was kind of just there. Yeah. Uh, Viking bitch says my sexy boyfriend hasn't seen Misfits, so I will rewatch that instead. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is not great. I mean, the actors are perfectly fine and competent and everything. It's just it wasn't a good story. So, spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the movie. If you have not seen the movie, go away. Come on back. This will be a video. And you can comment down below in the comment section once you've seen the movie. All right, we got it. Spoiler alert. Yeah. All right. So, my main point of contention was with her coworker who also has powers. Elmar is his name, and he's a comic book loving geek, of course, who ends up having superpowers. And of course, he becomes a villain, if you will, because you know, there's a lot of tropes like, you can't get laid. Uh, he's, because he's a nerd. Also, he starts getting other people with powers either killed or captured, and or he starts killing people, and he becomes the bad guy because he's a nerd. And it was the same thing that we saw in the Michael B. Jordan movie with the kid who ended up having powers, and it was the same kind of thing. And it was like, I'm kind of tired of that trope, really, of seeing that. And it comes about, you know, I would say at least a couple times a year in something, it pops up, and it's just like, yeah, just get over that at that point. No, they don't explain the powers either. There's no motivation as to why the government, I guess, they don't really make this clear as to who's really suppressing the powers other than this doctor that is holding these people in a psychiatric ward. Um, if she's government or who she is and why she's prescribing these pills, why they're taking these people's powers away, um, and how these powers came about. Are they evolving? Like Penn says here, are they? Is it the result of some kind of alien influence? Is it something else? We don't know. And yeah, and who developed the pills? Is it someone who actually has powers? Is it the government who did this? Is it just in Germany? Is it around the world? Is it all over Europe? We don't know. We don't get any of that whatsoever because we're focused on this one woman for the majority of the time of her dealing with her own issues that she ends up having, and then having to deal with this crazy coworker who ends up having powers. Elmar there, and this homeless guy who lost his family, who also has powers, and pretty much just wants to die. But of course, his superpowers won't let him die. Yeah, yeah. Viking bitch says, "I'm not gonna say it was aliens, but it's aliens." Yeah, exactly. Um, I really wanted to like this, but it had so much going against it. Uh, with stuff that was going, basically stuff it omitted, stuff it decided to focus on, and then stuff that it did with some of its characters. So yeah, and at the end, the whole thing where she has to separate from her family because her family otherwise will be um, held responsible, and possibly her kid is a carrier as well because we see him, I think, taking pills at the end. We don't know for sure, and she ends up with some of the escapees from the asylum uh, creating a superhero team to release more superpowered people. We don't know. Yeah. And most likely it'll get a sequel because it's, Netflix and it's foreign, and it didn't look like it cost all that much. I mean, it really did not look like it cost all that much. Think of, like Nighthawk from the 90s, or, it had a very 90s vibe to it. Mantis. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else that was low budget that was on like UPN or, um, you know, Cleopatra 2025, that kind of stuff. That's the level of the special effects we're looking at. So, yeah, there was a stinger after the credits. The kid has powers, what Penn says. You know what? I fast forwarded through the credits. I guess. Oh, you know what it was? I tried to fast forward through the credits, and then it bounced me out because you know how it does the, oh, the next thing that's coming up, and it was trying to force me into something else. And so I know I didn't take a look after the credits. Yeah. Yeah, you remember UPN and the what was it? Remember when they used to have that block of shows where they would just do they had a couple different pilots that they would show, and then one of them would become popular, like Cleopatra 2025, Xena, Hercules, all that kind of stuff all came from UPN and then would get made into a series because people actually liked them. And yeah, I liked Cleopatra 2025, even though it was cheesy as all fuck. But Penn says, and the people after mom weren't checking back on the kid. Well, they were giving him pills, supposedly. I thought he was popping pills at one point, but maybe I was mistaken. I don't know. Wasn't the greatest movie ever. Yeah. Yeah, he was popping pills. Okay. Yeah. Viking says, I never got into any of those, but yeah, I remember. Yeah, I like Cleopatra 2025. It was cheesy as all fuck. That's all I can say. Having a stripper who is cryogenically frozen and wakes up in 2025 and has to fight evildoers, I thought was kind of it was a genius move by Rob Tapert. That was Sam Raimi's crew, they did that as well. Oh God. Yeah. That's one that needs to be. And Gina Torres was in that one. She was in Cleopatra 2025 or 2525, excuse me. Yes, I probably was the demographic they were targeting. Well, it was also Xena, the same thing, and Hercules. It was all, like I said, it was all Renaissance pictures, Sam Raimi, all that stuff. So those three came out at the same time. But there was a group of other stuff that was coming out too, and I can't remember. I mean, there's a lot of really. I think if you Google UPN shows, um, you'll see a whole bunch of really bad stuff that's out there because they had a ton of them. They really did. So, is it worth your time? It is not worth your time. No, it's not. And again, sorry that I had to bail on you guys yesterday. I had a meeting that just ran way, way over. I thought I was going to have enough time. I thought I was going to be able to make it six. It was a 5 o'clock meeting. I thought 6:30 was going to be fine. No. And then I thought 7 was going to be okay. No, it wasn't. So yeah, I had to. So Dennis, you going to review Cuties? Clickbait? No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that one. I spent that time watching the movie. What do you mean, Pen? Yeah, no, I'm not getting into the whole Cuties controversy. That whole thing is, yeah. And besides that, it's not genre. No, it's not. It's not. Viking bitch, she was being the good mod and actually watching this terrible movie. Oh, I know. I'm sorry, Pen. I'm sorry. You had to watch that while I was postponed. Yeah. I know you said you've watched worse, but still. Yes, I have watched worse too. I've watched way worse. There was was it Brazilian? No, it was a Spanish movie. Secret Origins. It's also on Netflix that I watched, and that was a little bit worse, but also a little bit better too in some respects. The writing was better. The plot was better. But it was still kind of, yeah, yeah. It wasn't as bad as my meeting. Yeah, I know. So what else do I have going on this week? Tomorrow is going to be Raised by Wolves. Now we don't know if we're getting one episode, 2 episodes, all the rest of the episodes that are supposed to be coming out because we're on an episode. We already finished episode 5, and they have 10 episodes. So if we're getting another 5 episodes, what's going to happen? It's a soup du jour on that one. We'll find out what happens, how many episodes are going to be released. But I'm only doing one episode tomorrow. The Boys on Friday, which we know we're only getting one episode of The Boys on Friday. Saturday is going to be Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it. And Sunday is Lovecraft Country, and we only get one episode of Lovecraft Country. Don't know if they're going to drop that one early either. I don't think so, because that one's actually doing pretty well. Monday I'll be off, and then Tuesday will be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time I'm thinking of doing I'm on the fence. There's a couple different things I want to do. You know what? I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do the sequel to The Babysitter. It's McGee's Babysitter, called The Babysitter Killer Queen. That's the one I'm going to do. So that's going to be next Tuesday. It's worth my time? Is it worth my time? The Babysitter Killer Queen. So there you go. Viking Mitch says, I haven't given up on Raised by Wolves yet. I'm not quite sure where it's going, though. No one does. Not even the writers know. Neither does Ridley Scott, because he changes his mind every 5 seconds. Do I want to make it about religion? No, I'm going to make it about robots. No, I'm going to make it about a decahedron out in the desert that emits heat and makes people hear voices. No, it's going to be about aliens. No, sorry. That's the wrong franchise. Man, really, just give up. Let go of the Alien franchise. Let someone else have it. Let someone competent have it for a change. You've already fucked it up. Let someone else deal with it. Religious robot Vikings. Yeah, I can see that, Viking bitch. Religious robot Vikings. Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. And if you're interested in what else, if you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like that video, hit the subscribe button. And while you're down there, hit that like and the share button too while you're down there. And also, if you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule up there. And you'll also got all the links to my social media, so Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. And then also the links to all my other stuff that I have out there too. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to let you guys go till tomorrow. So don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up, I don't know, popping some blue pills since you were a kid because you have superpowers. Yet no one knows why you're popping the blue pills to suppress your powers, because no one's really told you about this. Because it's not quite clear, because the writers weren't clear on what they were doing with the whole thing. You understand, it gets kind of complicated from there. Thanks, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, be well, take care, and stay safe. Thanks, everybody. Good night.